Baby Driver is directed by Edgar Wright. It stars Ansel Elgort, Jamie Foxx, John Hamm, and Isa Gonzalez. Baby Driver is the story of a young getaway driver nicknamed Baby who is forced to drive for a man named Doc. Once he gets straight on the deal he and Doc made, he thinks his life will be normal, but soon realizes that Doc wants him back in on the jobs and threatens him to do so. At that point, it's up to Baby to get out of this situation and protect the people that he loves. Starting off with the opening scene in this movie, it has fantastic sound design, fantastic editing. The stunt work in this is also really impressive. There's some really exhilarating shots that happen really all the way through this movie, and when you think about it, this entire movie is fantastic with the editing and the sound design and the stunt work. You can tell that this was a lot of work to do. I mean, every sound in this movie is meticulously designed to where it goes with something or the song that is going on in the background, because there's almost always music playing, and so every sound, which can range anywhere from a car honking to a cup being placed on the table, goes with the music in this movie, and it really is impressive. That's just one aspect of this movie that really stands out, and it's really fun to watch, and it never really gets old throughout the entire runtime. The car chase sequences in this film are really well done. They're really exciting. They're really entertaining to watch. I personally find, you can disagree with me on this if you want, but I personally find that in action movies, sometimes that car chases can just drag on, or they can honestly become boring just because they're overused or they're not executed well. And in this movie, it's really on the contrary. It's very different. Every car chase that happens, and there's quite a few that happen in the movie as you would expect, they are really fun to watch. The sounds, the stunt work, the direction from Edgar Wright, all of it is fun and exhilarating. It never gets old, and I think Edgar Wright really proves with his direction in this movie that car chases can be a lot of fun if they're executed properly. The backstory for Baby, I believe, is shown in very natural ways that don't feel like information dumps on you or just random moments thrown into a movie to explain the character that you're watching. It's actually very on the opposite. They show it in bits and pieces throughout the movie, like he'll have a flashback of when something reminds him of his past or like his parents, or you'll hear it when somebody asks a question about him or why he does certain things and why he acts a certain way, and you'll hear it in some expository dialogue. But to me, it's all okay. I really don't mind it, and it's not like we have this massive information dump of backstory. I want to talk about Kevin Spacey's performance in this. I know he's gotten in some trouble in the past few years and isn't really on the acting scene anymore, but he has a really great performance in this. And to think about it, every performance that I've seen him in other movies, he's been equally amazing, if not better, in some, specific movies or TV shows or whatever. He has a really good performance in the fact that, like, he kind of plays the same guy that he's always played throughout his career, or at least that I've always seen him playing. He's always this guy who's like really witty and cocky and controls everything and is kind of rude, but he's strangely charming and lovable, and he just does a really good job with Doc in this role. Jamie Foxx also has quite the performance in this movie as well. I'm a huge fan of Jamie Foxx. I really believe that Jamie Foxx could do anything that he wants in the entertainment world and that he would make it look good. In this movie, he's the villain, and he's a super compelling villain who is like this guy who's just a loose cannon. And I've seen him in other movies like Django Unchained, for instance, where he's the complete opposite. He's this quiet, lovable hero. I mean, he's a complete opposite of what he was in that movie as he is in this movie. And I really believe that Jamie Foxx can do whatever he wants and make himself look good. The dude is a stud. I also want to give a shout out to Edgar Wright directing this movie. He does an exceptional job. He balances the two tones of this movie really well. And what I mean by that is that he has kind of a serious movie, but he's also not afraid to have some fun. He's not afraid to have some fun sequences or some quirky comedic moments that he throws in there. He balances the tones of this movie really well to where you honestly don't even realize it when you're watching it. The one thing that I personally don't enjoy in this movie, and you may enjoy it if you want, that's okay, but I really didn't enjoy the relationship that Baby has with Deborah. I feel like they fell in love and started making plans way too fast. It was at a really unnatural speed. They didn't have really any time to truly get to know each other. I think that they don't know each other as well as they think that they know each other. And to me, because it got off the ground way too fast, it just seems like their relationship is a little off and a little weird throughout the entire movie. I really don't like the scenes that they have together. It just feels really weird and unnatural to me. I think it could have been better had they had some more time that they devoted to actually, we as an audience, getting to see their relationship grow and kind of bloom. But instead, it's at this speed that no one grows a relationship at this speed. It doesn't happen. I'm going to go ahead and give Baby Driver a B+. I think that this is a really fun action movie with a lot of cool scenes and characters and sound design and editing. But at the end of the day, when you really think about it, Baby Driver it's kind of a romance. And I feel like the romance between Baby and Deborah should have been done a little bit better. And that would have kind of put this movie up higher, maybe into like an A rating for me. And just because I don't like the romance, don't think that I hate this movie. I gave it a B+. That's a really good grade in my opinion. That's a really solid movie. I still really love this. I think it has a ton of fun action scenes. The sound design and the editing, if you couldn't tell about how excited I was earlier when I mentioned it, but it's really, really great. And just because that one romance thrown in there is a little off and feels a little weird to me doesn't mean that that I don't like this movie. I really do love it, and I'm a huge fan of it. So I'm going to go ahead and give Baby Driver a B+. That is going to do it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw here, please subscribe, comment, leave me a like, and that's going to do it for this review. The review is now concluded.